The cosmic map sends the Guardians to a deserted cave. An alarm goes off when someone trips the alarm, and a laser shield moves towards the Guardians. They try to escape and fall into a huge mining space. The cosmic cube starts glowing, and creatures start approaching the Guardians. The scene opens with the Guardians fighting off creatures, the symbiotes. Gamora tells them that symbiotes don't just destroy, they can take control of one's mind and thoughts. She tells them that they can be destroyed with heat or vibration. Peter attacks them with a fire blast, but it doesn't work, so the Guardians collectively use a bigger blast and create a firewall blocking them out. It doesn't work, and Peter finds them a way out. The Guardians escape by climbing up a set of stairs to the top and riding a minecart that stretches across the entire place. The symbiotes cut their route, and they use vibration from the cart to get rid of them. The Guardians get to the end of the line and fly out of the mine. As soon as they're out, Yondu and the Ravagers make an appearance. Yondu tells Quill to hand over the cube so he can give it to Korath and get paid. Peter tells him that he's the only person who can make the cube work, so it would be useless without him. Peter, in an attempt to trick Yondu, tells him he can have everything they found inside the mine if he lets them go, but as he says so, the symbiotes attack. The Guardians protect the Ravagers, so the symbiotes don't take over their minds. Rocket traps them inside his storage device, and they finally get to go, leaving Yondu and the Ravagers behind with their broken ship and a screwdriver courtesy of Rocket. As the ship blasts off, a symbiote sneaks in. In the control room, Gamora explains that the symbiotes on the mine were evolved, more powerful and adaptable. Peter suggests that it could be because of the cosmic cube being there at some point. Peter locates the new point on the map. Groot gets stuck with cleaning duty and notices something roaming around the ship. The symbiote that snuck in starts messing with the Guardians' minds, attacking Drax and Gamora, and trapping them in some kind of cocoon. As Rocket fixes the ship, Groot approaches him, except it's not really Groot. He's been taken over by the symbiote. As he starts attacking Rocket, Peter blasts him with fire, trapping him inside a room in the ship. Rocket and Peter escape in one of the other rooms, and Rocket tries to build a weapon as powerful as the one they used in the mines, but Peter tells him that it could hurt Groot. Symbiote-turned Groot finds them, and Rocket blasts him with a vibration. Groot turns to ashes because of the blast, but Peter reminds Rocket that they can grow him back with the part of his arm that was taken by the symbiote trapped in the storage device. Since Rocket can't communicate in the storage dimension, he and Peter synchronize their watches, so Peter can open the vial and get him out when he's done. Rocket enters the storage dimension and looks for Groot's arm. Rocket starts blasting the symbiotes with vibration. Back on the ship, Peter gets a message from Yondu that takes his ship. Yondu asks Peter for the cube, and when he refuses, he knocks him out while Drax and Gamora escape their pods. Rocket finds the symbiote with Groot's arm and cuts it off him. Yondu finds the storage dimension vial on Quill and tells him not to open it. Yondu thinks the cube is inside the vial and opens it, letting Rocket out. But not just Rocket, all the symbiotes inside too. Rocket and Peter try to escape and meet up with Drax and Gamora. Back on the Milano, Yondu's ship is seen completely taken over by symbiotes, and he and his crew escape in a small pod. Rocket destroys Yondu's ship by blowing up the screwdriver he gave him before. Groot, now in a pot, starts to grow back a face, and as a result, Rocket is responsible for cleanup duty for almost killing Groot. The episode begins with the Guardians on a new planet trying to locate the cosmic seed again, and Gamora says that she has to get it before Thanos can. Drax agrees and explains his desire to exact his revenge on Thanos. Rocket tells him he lost his family too, and it's not good to hold on to the past. They reach a cliff and find the entire valley gutted. The Guardians, now roaming the valley, find out that the minerals down there are radiating cosmic energy, meaning the cosmic seed was there at one point. A ship approaches the Guardians, and a flock of robots attack the Guardians. The robots are from Rocket's past, calling him Subject 89P13. Peter asks Rocket what's happening, and he explains his origin story, where he and Groot escaped from a lab where robot scientists did experiments on them, and that these were they. Rocket blasts the robots so powerfully that Drax, Gamora, and Peter land into a river and down a waterfall. Rocket tries to destroy the robot, but they capture him. Groot tries to save him, but gets blasted, and the robots take them both. The robots take them to planet Half-World, trapping them in the experiment room surrounded by other test subjects. The robots tell them that they sabotaged their mining operation on planet Grokok, destroying their supply of rare minerals made from cosmic seed energy. The minerals helped them enhance the intelligence of their test subjects, but enabled them to rebound. They want Rocket and Groot to tell them where their other minerals are. As the robots anticipated, Rocket, for obvious reasons, refuses to help them, so they bring in Rocket's mother and sister. His family start provoking Rocket, also known as Runt, for getting captured and for leaving them with the robots. Rocket asks about the whereabouts of his big brother, and his sister tells him he hasn't been captured. The robots electrocute all of them, and Rocket, as a form of retaliation, tells them that everything they want is inside the storage vial, leaving out that his weapons are inside too. The robots open the vial, and Rocket's weapons come flying out. He takes a hold of one and starts shooting the robots, while Groot starts smashing them. Rocket releases his family and busts them out, but they aren't very grateful. The robots chase them, and Groot creates a barrier until some unexpected guests show up at the other end. Rocket's big brother, Ranger, and his crew show up to the rescue and destroy the remainder of the robots. Rocket's mom expresses her appreciation for him showing up to save them, and Rocket gets jealous. Rocket gets irritated at his brother, who clearly likes to show him up. Rocket attempts to take the reins, but his brother takes charge instead and takes them to the place where they used to be experimented on. Walrus explains to Rocket that they drove away the robots and took over the lab. Rocket attempts to call the Guardians, but his brother tells him that nothing can through the Galatian wall. A turtle, Heikel, who started the revolution against the robots, shows up and gets introduced to a Rocket who couldn't care less. Heikel asks if they have something for him, and Ranger hands him a mineral he took from the robots. Heikel explains that the mineral can help him finish his work. Rocket takes out another mineral, but Groot, suspicious, stops him before he says anything about it. Rocket tells him they'll snoop around, and when Heikel asks him what he's got in his hand, he hides it. Rocket and Groot enter the labs and start recollecting their painful past when a robot calls for their help, claiming that Heikel is experimenting on other animals. Rocket wasn't having it, so the robot starts explaining that they only wanted to improve animal life in the beginning, but their attempts were tasteless. When they found minerals on Grokok, they wanted to reverse what they did, but it was too late. Just as the robot finishes explaining, Heikel and the rest show up and steal the hidden mineral off of Rocket. Rocket tells them that what they're doing is not so different from what the robots did to them. Heikel, out for revenge, says he wants to unlock the full evolution of his kind and inserts the mineral inside a machine. And Rocket tries to stop him, but it is unsuccessful. Ranger turns into a large beast and attacks Groot and Rocket. Before things get worse, Groot takes the mineral. He and Rocket run to find the rest of his family, and they go back to the robots. Rocket gives them the mineral to reverse the evolution process, and the Guardians show up. Heikel turns up with Ranger and his crew, all turned into savage beasts. The Guardians fight them off. Rocket tries to protect his family, and then destroys Heikel and his machine. The robot has one shot to reverse what Heikel did, and so they use the Gakachian wall to reflect the energy on the beam to everyone. Everyone goes back to their animal form except Rocket, who underwent a different evolution process that can't be reversed. Rocket's family go back to their natural element, and the Guardians leave Half-World. As the season concludes, we learned a lot about the Guardians and their backgrounds. The episodes were great in giving us an idea about the power of the cosmic seed and its energy, but there are still many questions to be answered. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me, what do you think of these episodes? Will the Guardians finally get to the cosmic seed in the new season? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.